Hello guys, T Reaper here, and today I'm just going to go over some conference tournaments. One of them is not set in stone yet, but just take it for what it's worth. It's probably not going to change much anyway. My picks definitely won't change. So, for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this bracket. I'm going to start with the ACC. We got the 12th seed Miami playing the 13th seed Wake Forest. Too good this year, but I'm going to go off with a slight upset with Wake Forest winning. Not much, Jesse. Keep it sports related. So I got Georgia Tech and Notre Dame, the 10 versus 15. Notre Dame is the worst team in the ACC. I'm just going to put Georgia Tech. I'm not even going to talk about it. Same with BC and Pitt. BC is going to win that. NC State and Clemson. NC State was ranked for a bit this year, but they had a little bit of a drop-off, but I'm going to have them winning anyway. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. This is a second-round game. Depends on the result of the first game that's going to take place. I have Virginia Tech. I don't think it matters who wins that game too much. Same with Louisville and Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech has a chance to win it, but I think Louisville will win it in the end. Boston College and Syracuse. I'm going with Q's. They're a March team. They are very good in March. They make tournament runs. Now I've got NC State and Virginia. This could be an upset. It really could. But I'm going to go with Virginia in the end because they are by far the better team. Florida State and Virginia Tech. Florida State can't really play in big games. They lost at Duke. I'm pretty sure they lost to UNC. I think they lost to Syracuse. So I'm going to go with Virginia Tech to pull off this slight upset over Florida State. Now we've got Louisville and North Carolina. This game's going to be a good one. Louisville beat North Carolina earlier in the season, but North Carolina just want to share the title. So I'm going to go with a chalk and have North Carolina winning this. Now Duke and Q's. Syracuse is a very good team. They have a chance to win this. They won at Duke this year, but lost at their place. So I'm just going to go with Duke to win this. Virginia and Virginia Tech. This is a big rivalry. I really think Virginia Tech has a chance to win this game, but I don't think they are going to. They are... Sorry about that in the background. And Virginia Tech, they lost to Virginia. Virginia just absolutely mauled them. So I'm just going to go with Virginia Tech to go to the ACC championship game. UNC and Duke. I think UNC wins 3 straight. UNC is by far the better team than Duke. Virginia and UNC. UNC, they could beat Duke. Duke is very, very good. I think North Carolina takes home the ACC tournament. Now we're on to the SEC. First game, we got Missouri and Georgia. Neither of these teams are good. Doesn't matter who wins. They're going to lose in the next round. But I'm going to go with Auburn. No, wait, that's next round. I'm going to go with Missouri. Then the next game, we got Texas A&M and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is by far the worst team in the SEC. So I'm going to go with Texas A&M in a dominant fashion. Florida State and Arkansas. No, wait, that's not Florida State. That's regular Florida. I'm going to go with Florida to win that game because I haven't really heard much of Arkansas this year other than they beat Indiana, which is a potential tournament team. And I'm just going to go with Florida. Mizzou and Auburn. I think Auburn's going to win that. It's probably not even going to be close. Then I've got Bama and Ole Miss. Bama is a very, very good team. They're a trap team. Ole Miss will probably make the tournament either way, but I'm going to go with Bama to pull off the minor upset over Ole Miss. Then we've got Texas A&M and Mississippi State. I can see Texas A&M pulling this off, but I don't know that much about them. But I'm going to go with Mississippi State, who is not the real MSU, by the way. The real MSU I'll get to later. Then we got Florida and LSU. LSU is the best team in the SEC. We all know this. Hey, Cody. I'm just talking about basketball right now. And I think LSU will beat Florida. Now we got Auburn versus South Carolina. I just want to know, how did South Carolina do well in the SEC? It surprised me when I saw they got a double bye. I mean, don't keep track of the SEC much, but that was surprising. But I'm going to go with Auburn pulling off the minor upset, which should secure Auburn a tournament spot. In Bama and Kentucky, I'm going to go with Kentucky here because Kentucky is a very, very good team. They're potential for a 1 seed. And really, probably the best team in the SEC right now. Sorry, Tennessee fans, but yeah, you're not that good. So you're the 3 seed in the SEC, which you'll still beat Mississippi State, but fall to Kentucky. So that's my second semifinal pick. And my other one is LSU. This isn't football, Cody. This is basketball. LSU versus Auburn. Auburn is a really good team, but I think they fall short to LSU in a very close game. LSU and Kentucky. This is probably going to be like the game. Sorry. This is probably going to be like the game at Rupp Arena. Going to be very close. And it's going to be a highly contested game, but I think LSU will win in the end. Sorry, I had to talk to my brother here. Now I'm on to the Big East tournament. There's only 10 teams in this, therefore there are only 4 rounds opposed to the normal 5. So, in the Big East, we've got Providence and Butler. I'm going to go with the minor upset here. I think Butler will beat Providence and ending their season. I don't think Providence has a chance to make any tournament. I don't know, Cody. St. John's and DePaul. This is going to be a really good game. No, it's not. It is not going to be a good game. St. John's wins. Easy. Butler and Nova, just going to toss this. Nova's going to win. Xavier and Creighton. Xavier's going to win this. Marquette and St. John's. I got Marquette. I think St. John's still makes the tournament, but Marquette wins versus St. John's. Seton Hall and Georgetown. This is going to be a good game. I think Georgetown pulls off the upset, the 6-3. We got Nova and Xavier. Xavier, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to go with a monster upset. I think Xavier is going to win this game. Sorry, Gabe. Sorry about that. Just put some content on your YouTube channel because that's the only way I know how to make you a mod. And I got Xavier and Georgetown, 2 dark horses in the Big East Championship, and I'm going with Xavier cutting the nets, and I think it's Madison Square Garden. So we got the Big 12 tournament now. This is going to be a fun tournament to watch. Kansas is not the number 1 seed for the first time in a very long time. And we got TCU and Oklahoma State in the first round. I think Oklahoma State is not a really good team. I'm sorry. And I think TCU ends up winning this. Oklahoma State and West Virginia. Not Country Road, West Virginia. Anyway, we got Oklahoma beating West Virginia. What happened to West Virginia anyway? They used to be really good. Now they're kind of terrible. Now we got Texas Tech, the number 1 seed, versus TCU. Tech wins this. Baylor and Iowa State. I can see this going either way, but I'm going to go with Baylor. I'm going to go with a chalk. KSU and Oklahoma State. Or no, not Oklahoma State. It's Oklahoma. And I got Kansas State beating Oklahoma. Kansas and Texas. I can see Texas pulling this off. I really can. But I think Kansas ends Texas's hopes for a Big 12 title. Now we got Tech and Baylor. I'm going to go with the chalk here and pick Tech. Same with Kansas State and Kansas. I'm going to go with the chalk and pick Kansas. And I'm going to go with a slight upset. No, it's not really an upset because they're both champions of the Big 12. But I'm going to go with Kansas State to beat Texas Tech in the title. This is basketball, not World War III. Cody. Gabriel. Okay. Okay. Oh, Gabriel. USC and Arizona. I'm going to go with USC over Arizona because Arizona has really slumped since last year. I think the slump continues. Colorado and California, I'm just going to toss this over the back of my head because, yeah, California is not really that good, and they haven't been since, I think it was 2016. Sorry, I smelled something. I think I smelled dinner. Okay. UCLA and Stanford. Stanford really isn't that good. This isn't women's basketball. So, yeah, I'm going to go with UCLA. No, if it was women's basketball, Stanford would win. Oregon and Washington State. Oregon is going to win this game. Washington is going to beat USC. Not South Carolina. Other USC. Okay. Washington will beat USC. Oregon State. I'm going to get to them in a second, Gabriel. Oregon State versus Colorado. Colorado's not really that good, so I'm going to go with OSU. Arizona. UCLA. No, it's Arizona State, not Arizona. I'm going to go with Arizona State to pull it off versus UCLA. Now I've got Utah and Oregon. Utah will win this. Oregon State. They will beat Washington in an upset game. You heard it here first. Washington still gets into the tournament. Then I've got Arizona State. I know. I've got Arizona State beating Utah to go to the Pac-12 championship. And I've got Arizona State winning the Pac-12. Now, the Big Ten tournament, this isn't set in stone yet, but my overall picks aren't going to change much, even if they do. That the bracket changes. But we got the first game, Illinois-Nebraska, which is one of the games that is set for sure. And I've got Illinois beating Nebraska. I've also got Penn State beating Northwestern. That's another game that's locked. The game that's not locked yet is Minnesota-Indiana. But if Ohio State loses to Wisconsin, which I think they will. Wait, so yeah, I think it'll be Ohio State-Indiana. Indiana wins that game anyway, ending Ohio State's hopes for a tournament bid. keeping Indiana's alive. Then a game that's a seed that's not set in stone yet is Maryland at 5. They could go up to 4 if Wisconsin loses to Ohio State. But I'm going to go with Maryland to beat Illinois. And I think Wisconsin will beat Illinois if they're in that game, too. So it'll be Maryland, Wisconsin either way. Then we got Maryland and, no, it would be Minnesota, Rutgers, I think it will be. And I think Rutgers will win that game. We've got Iowa and Penn State. I think Penn State pulls off the monster upset and beats Iowa. I really do. Iowa has been streaky. They blow leads. And it'll be a close game, but I think Penn State pulls it off. We got Indiana and Michigan State. Indiana's not winning 3 times. Indiana is not winning 3 times. Let me just leave it there. Then we got Maryland and Wisconsin. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. I think even if Maryland's the 4 seed and Wisconsin's the 5, Wisconsin still wins that game. They're a much better team. Rutgers and Purdue, or as Purdon't, as I like to call them, I'm going to go with Purdon't. Then I got Penn State and Michigan. I am going to go with Penn State. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. Michigan is going to win this game. Just trolling some Michigan fans. Michigan's going to win that game. So I got the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed in the semifinals. I think Michigan State beats Wisconsin in dominant fashion. I think Michigan will beat Purdue in a nail-biter. It might even go into overtime. So, but I'm going to go with Michigan. Yes, it is, Cody. It's very funny. Now we get Michigan State in the Big Ten title. You all know who I'm going to pick. Michigan State. Spartans. They're going to win the Big Ten title. And Izzo will be very happy. And Michigan State will get a 1 seed. You heard it here first. Anyway, that's it for this podcast. And tune in for one either this week or next week. Peace out. By the way, either way, it'll be next week. Peace out. I'll do one next week either way. Peace out.